Liverpool early next week, followed shortly after by a game against Rushden in the third round of the Worthington Cup.
Hello? Who is this? How do I know what you say is true? No, I have no comment to make. Okay, just give me half an hour to look into it. Ring Mill Lane and get a message through to David Spears. I want him here in 15 minutes. He and Carl Fletcher.
If they ask what it's about?
You don't know. Just warn them both to turn the mobiles off and don't take any calls in the meantime.
He's at a meeting out of the building, not back till midday.
There must be somebody else at UEFA we can try. No, don't answer that. Tell Zoe to put all my calls through to the press office and ask them to tell any callers we've heard nothing official yet. David, Carl, thanks for coming in at such short notice. I'd like to take this meeting in the boardroom.
Mrs. Block's office. No, I'm afraid she's in a meeting.
They got it wrong. They must have.
I'm afraid not. UEFA have confirmed it. One out of the two Harchester players that were tested for drugs after the Shelbourne game has failed.
Oh, I see. So as it's drugs, it's got to be me.
Oh, is the Pope a Catholic? What was it, you idiot? Grass? Cocaine?
What happened to innocent till proven guilty?
I said no calls.
It's UEFA. They said you'd want me to interrupt. He's faxed through their official statement.
Oh, my goodness. Fletch, you can go.
What? What, and that's it? No explanations, no apologies?
I'm sorry for wasting your time. It wasn't Fletch who failed the test. It was Danny Rawson.
Oh, he's not answering his mobile.
If that pack of bloodhounds out there finds him before we do, they're going to eat him alive. There's too much riding on this. There's millions.
Well, look, Shelbourne were bound to try and get us kicked out. I mean, we'd do the same. But don't worry, eh? I mean, they haven't got a prayer.
When I hear that from UEFA, I might feel a bit better. Come on, Danny, where are you?
Well, let's face it, Linda. I mean, since when has the B sample contradicted the A? Now, we need to find out from him what he might have taken. And if he's been at the White Lines...
Danny wouldn't do that. I've known him a long time. That's the thing. I just don't understand it at all.
Well, you know what they say. It's always the quiet ones, isn't it?
Is this club capable of getting anything right?
Dad, you break our dinner date in Dublin, you don't bother to call me, and then you start yelling at me like I'm some kind of servant.
I said, where's Linda?
I thought you'd left for New York already.
I pass a newsstand at Heathrow, only to discover that my club is on the front page of every damn newspaper. Now, what do you expect me to do?
Calm down for a start.
Calm down!
Listen, you know, the more you rant, the worse you're going to feel about it afterwards, and the more red roses you're going to have to buy for me tomorrow. Claudia, can I have a coffee, please? I presume you know how Mr. Irving likes it. Yes, I understand.
Mr. Irving.
OK, right, well, you've got my mobile number. Give us a call if anything changes. Thank you. Well, a ray of sunshine.
Yeah?
That was UEFA. It turns out individual players are responsible for what they put into their own bodies. One player failing a drugs test has no comeback on the club. In other words, Shelbourne can forget trying to bump us out of the UEFA Cup.
Excellent. That's good, yeah.
Why do I sense that you're not as pleased about this as we are, David?
Did they say what the story would be if the entire team were using banned substances?
Tell me you're joking.
We can't jump the gun until we've had it tested. Andre's stuff could be perfectly innocent. We'll have to find a lab somewhere.
Are you nuts? Oh, all it takes is one person from the lab to make a phone call to the newspapers, like they did today.
Yeah, you're right. I could just see the headlines now. Entire Dragons first-team squad on drugs. We really would be kicked out of Europe.
For starters. Now, we have to keep this completely in-house. Destroy it.
But what if the FAPL decide to do another test after Monday's league game? And what if the stuff is still in their systems? And we'll have two more failures to worry about, won't we?
Can we get out of the game?
It's live, they won't let us.
I better get the players back in straight away.
Claudia?
Yes?
You got all the players' mobile numbers. Give them a call, get them back to Mill Lane ASAP.
Yeah, and tell them to bring every last ounce of Andre's Eastern Delight with them.
I've called you both in today because Danny's gone on the missing list again. We're worried about his safety. We're worried about his state of mind.
And you're worried about what he might say to the press, am I right?
There is that to consider, yes. But as his agents, you stand to lose as much as we do. Look, If Danny tells the whole world that he and his teammates have been taking some black market Eastern European food supplement...
Danny won't talk to the press. He wouldn't do that.
And you've got absolutely no idea where he is. Girlfriends, friends?
I know. He asked me to get an address for him, someone at the Junior Dragons Club he met in Ireland.
And when did he do that?
This morning.
You've known where Danny was for half a day, and you didn't think to tell anyone?
At least we've found him now. Claudia, can you find the address for me, please? And Tash, you're probably the best person to go and get him.
Yeah.
No. No, let's get him to come in of his own accord. Well, the boy's probably frightened and confused at the moment. Well, to him, we're the enemy, aren't we? And if he gets the impression that we're trying to hunt him down, he could do something really stupid. So let's get Claudia to make the call. No way he doesn't even have to know that we know where he is. Shall we give her some space?
Right.
It's here.
Danny Rawson, you have the luck of the devil. Dear Mrs. Block, we write to inform you that our tests on the B sample taken from Daniel Rawson have proved inconclusive. Due to a contamination of the sample, UEFA will be taking no further action in this matter.
Claudia, would you pour the drinks, please?
Isn't this great news?
I don't really understand. What does this mean?
They can't take action against a player unless both samples show up positive. Now, something went wrong with the second sample they took from Danny, so they didn't get the result.
So we don't really know one way or the other?
The important thing is, young lady, your boyfriend can still play football.
Let's hope you may have missed your last flight to New York.
Yeah, they'll hold it. Is football always this manic?
Afraid so.
It's like a roller coaster, isn't it? I can see now why you get hooked. Speaking of which, let's hope that's the last we hear of drug troubles at Harchester.
And the last we hear of drug testing at Harchester for a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah. Seeing we're through to the second round of this UEFA Cup thingy, and we didn't actually get to go to Dublin, I was wondering if you'd do me the honour of accompanying me to the next game. Come on, I'll hire a couple of suites in the best hotel in town. Whichever town that happens to be.
Do you know how cold it is in Glasgow at the moment?
And do you know that with your company it'll seem like the Bahamas? With bagpipes.
Sam.
But seriously, thanks for today, Linda. You handled things magnificently.
Yeah, till the next time you want to shout at me.
Alison, take care, kiddo. I'll give you a call, all right?
Can't you at least stay for dinner?
Oh, I can't. Sorry, sweetheart.
Andre's still waiting in your office.
Oh, right.
David Spey, he tell me you want to see me 2 hours ago.
You'll be relieved to know that Danny's B sample was inconclusive and UEFA won't be taking things any further.
So I can go now, and this stupid business is...
Sit down. How long have you been doling this compound out, Andre?
1 month, 2 months, I don't know. Guy I played with years ago, Alexei, he play in Russia. He says it's new thing. All players there, they use it. Better at maintaining energy levels than this rubbish you use here.
This rubbish we use here are supplements that are legal and safe. Yours wasn't. Now, you risked your teammates' health, their careers, never mind their reputations, Andre. And we still won't know whether we're in the clear for another week at least. How could you have been so dumb? I'm fining you the maximum, 2 weeks' wages, and if you pull another stroke like this, I will transfer you to Atom and Gully. Is that clear?
I go now.
Here we go.
Thought so.
As a drug cheat escaped justice was the goal that put Harchester United into the second round of the UEFA Cup, powered by chemicals.
I'll have to make some kind of statement. It's the only way to put a lid on all this speculation. I'll get the press office to call a conference.
I'll call Danny.
No. Don't want him involved.
But he's involved.
Yeah, but we can't risk having him there, Tash. I mean, all he'd be concerned about is clearing his own name, understandably. And he can only do that by explaining what really happened.
Which shall implicate the other players. We've got other clients here, Tash, including my thick son-in-law, your husband, who also took the stuff. We have to help Linda contain this.
I'm going to get down to training. We're not out of the woods yet. And in the meantime, I want to try and keep things as normal as possible.
Run down to the press office, get Craig to come up at once.
Linda, I need an extra hour off for lunchtime.
When we're this busy, what for?
Please, I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important.
I suppose so. Be quick as you can, though, yeah? Now, we have Danny Rawthorne's word that he didn't take anything illegal. And for those that have known him since he signed here as a schoolboy, that's good enough. Let's put this incident behind us now and concentrate on something a little bit more important. That's football. Maybe in 6 months' time, Danny will be bringing the UEFA Cup back home to Harchester United. That's all. Thank you.
And you can see what it means to him and what it means to the fans.
About time! Well done, Andre!
Hello? I'll have it get back to you, I'm sorry.
Where have you been for the last 3 days?
And hello to you too. That is from me and your father. We had an absolutely wonderful time. We went up to the Highlands after the match. Must have been in every castle and distillery on the west coast. Still, we had to do something after that debacle at Ibrox. Open it then.
Linda Block's office. Dad, hi. Yeah, right. Nice speaking to you too.
Hi, Sam.
Linda busy?
No.
Oh, is that right?
She looks it.
No, she doesn't.
Perhaps I should come back later.
She can't be that much longer. If she's, I'm going home. Maybe you can come with me. You know you want to.
David, sorry to keep you waiting. Terrible shambles at Ibrox, but then I suppose things can only get better, can't they?
Well, that is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about.
Really? If you're going to come in here demanding money for players every time we play badly, David, you and I are going to have a difficult relationship. There was a substantial transfer fund of £20 million available at the start of the season, and Alan spent it. Presumably with some input from yourself.
Yes. But having your top goal scorer on a trial for murder is an exceptional circumstance, which means that we need to make alternative arrangements. Now, unless you can guarantee me that Fletcher's going to stay out of prison, well, then I'm afraid that the simple fact of the matter is I need another striker.
Look, even if we did sign another player now, he wouldn't be eligible for European competition until next year.
Well, I'm aware of that, Linda. But a new striker will be able to take the brunt of the action in the Premiership, leaving the other lads fresh for Europe.
Well, if we continue to play like we did in Scotland, this is a headache you won't have for much longer. OK, listen. Jeff Stein's bringing some important people we need to impress tonight. They're the fixers for a player we might be interested in. So if you can muster up some Irving charm and make sure they have a pleasant evening. Speak of the devil and he will appear. Hello, Jeff.
Linda.
Gentlemen, listen, I'll speak to you later. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Claudia, and she'll give you everything you need, OK?
0-0 from the first leg. Rangers only need a goal tonight, and Harchester United will need 2 to go through to the next round of the UEFA Cup. Might come through to Rawthorne. Danny Rawthorne! Harchester have the lead! Danny Rawthorne with his 5th goal in Europe this season. That combination of Rawthorne and Fletcher have just been irresistible. No wonder David Spears is pleased with it. This is Flo. Danny Rawthorne with a challenge. And Rawthorne appears to have injured himself in making that tackle on tall Andre Flo. Double trouble here for Harchester United. No sign that Harchester United are going to make a substitution just yet, with half-time so close. But Danny Rawthorne is being helped from the field. The goalscorer is limping off. But Harchester have major injury worries at the break.
Should have made a substitution. It's costing the game.
Excuse me, Jeff.
Come on, darling. Let's get those drinks in.
I can't help but think your uniforms would be much better if you changed from trousers to skirts.
Are you sure you wouldn't want a proper feel? Go on, then.
Claudia, what are you doing?
He can't keep his hands to himself.
Never touched her.
Would you gentlemen like to take your seats? A word, please?
Are you ever going to grow up?
What?
What do you think you're playing at? Insulting Jeff Stein and making a total exhibition of yourself?
Me? It's him and his letchy mates you should be talking to.
Those mates are the key to a possible transfer deal.
So what? He felt me up. And that's not the first time either.
Look, having good relations with these people is important for the club.
You don't seem to understand what I'm saying. He put his hands...
Deal with it. If I could upset every time some bloke tried it on with me, I wouldn't be where I am today. Look, I know it's hard, but you've just got to ignore it and... What the... Hello, Linda? I thought I'd made myself perfectly clear when you started seeing Andre. You are not welcome here. You're giving evidence against one of our players, for goodness... You've been snooping through my files. What the hell do you think you're doing? Where are you going?
Home?
I don't think so. You can sit down and compose an apology you're going to give to Jeff Stein after the match, and I suggest you use the word unprofessional in it. You can stay here while I call security.
Know what she might have taken?
No, but I don't trust her as far as I can throw her.
What's this?
It's me and my boyfriend.
Don't tell me you were going to sell pictures of you and Andrea on the sack to some Fleet Street rag. You really are a slut, aren't you?
Excuse me. But that's my personal property. You have no right to touch it.
Show Miss Baptiste off the premises, would you, Kevin?
What a magnificent second half it's been for David Spears' team.
Great game, Linda. Made hell of an impression on Mendoza's people.
I won't be able to speak for a week.
That boy Fletcher is brilliant. He can't go to jail. England needs him.
No, he can't.
Thanks very much for an entertaining evening, Linda. We'll talk soon.
You must come again. You're obviously a lucky charm.
Don't say that. You'll never get rid of him.
You'd know about that, wouldn't you? Except when he comes, we normally lose.
Bye.
Bye.
Linda, I'll be in touch. Bye, Claudia.
Mr. Stein, I was hoping I might apologise for my unprofessional behaviour earlier. I should never have reacted that way. Hope I didn't cause any offence.
Don't worry about it, darling. Must be the time of the month, eh?
Carl Fletcher just 10 days away from a murder trial playing the game of his life. David Spears must be very pleased with...
Morning, boss.
Claudia, ring security and have them match this number plate against their list. There's a black car been abandoned in the car park. Could be one of the players.
And a good morning to you too, Claudia.
Well, there's definitely...
I've tried his home and his mobile. No one's answering.
Something's very wrong. Why would Jamie leave his car like that?
Security. They found him.
Where? OK, show's over, everyone. Let's get back to work, please. He's been here since first thing this morning. Nobody thought to say anything.
Maybe Jamie Parker, they didn't like to.
Jamie, what's happened? Have you had an accident?
I've done something stupid. Really stupid.
Jamie. Drink this. Let me see if I can just get this straight. Victoria has been blackmailing you and Fletch because you tried to make a withdrawal from the murder trial. She has on tape Tash handing over 100 grand. And you burgled Monday to try and get the tape back, only she caught you in the act. Jamie, this is bad. If she tells the police, you're going to be arrested for perverting the course of justice. So's Tash. What does she think about all this? She doesn't know, does she? Jamie, you've got to tell her.
If I tell her, she'll leave me. She'll understand. I can't live without her.
If she hears it from the police... If she hears it from the police, Jamie, instead of you, she'll leave you for sure. You've got to tell your wife. Morning, Carl. James?
Morning.
Oh, let's take this meeting in the boardroom where we can spread out all those papers. Claudia, can you make sure this ad gets out in time for the Saturday papers and put it on the club's website as well?
The purpose of today's meeting is to go through the evidence. Make sure that we have answers to everything that the prosecution will put to...
I thought we'd already done that.
Yes, and we're going to do it all over again. I'm trying to prepare you for what the prosecution will do to you. Your freedom could depend on these rehearsals.
Linda, I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's a PC Watson here from Frawley Road Police Station. He wants to speak to Fletch.
What's this about, Carl? Okay, show him in.
Please, gentlemen.
Morning.
If anything happened to Victoria Baptiste, it couldn't have been me. I was playing a game of football last night. I got 40,000 witnesses.
You appreciate we have to ask. She may just have taken off of her own accord, but she is the key witness in your trial. There were signs of a struggle at the place where she's been staying, and no one's heard from her since last night.
Yeah, well, if money's missing, my guess is Victoria's run off with it. She's an alcoholic, a thief, and a compulsive liar.
I'll have to call you back.
James, thanks for coming. I'll see you in the chambers next week.
Pleasure. See you next week.
Linda?
Carl, wait in my office, please. I hope you placed that ad hours ago.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want you wasting a couple of grand on advertising when the answer's sitting right under your nose.
What the hell are you talking about?
Me? I'll be your marketing manager. It's the perfect job for me.
Claudia, I'm looking for somebody with experience in sport and marketing with a business degree.
I've been living and breathing this club for the last 3 months.
You have been faxing and filing and making my appointments. Now, look, if you'd have asked me in 6 months, then maybe I'd think about it, but right now you don't know enough.
All I'm asking is for 48 hours to convince you. If you don't like my ideas, fine, you can hire someone else. Please.
Okay, but only because I'm too busy to argue.
Thanks, Linda. You won't regret it.
You absolute idiot.
What?
I don't know where to start. Threatening, bribing, trying to kill a witness? Don't try to deny it, Fletch. Jamie's told me everything.
Well, he never had no
Well,
right.
thank God he did. Because somebody with a brain cell needs to figure out what to do. If she goes to the police and you both get quiet about this, the whole world is going to think you're guilty. On the other hand, you both confessed now. They're still going to think you're guilty as hell. Innocent people don't do this kind of thing, Fletch. There's only one thing in our favour. Victoria loves money. And when she calms down, she's going to realise she can't accuse you of bribery without handing over the 100 grand. And I can't imagine her doing that, can you? I think our only option is just to keep quiet and hope and pray she does the same.
Well, I'm surprised you weren't on his side in there.
What?
Begging me to confess. Go for the manslaughter thing.
Fletch, you go to jail, you're going to leave a £10 million hole in this club's balance sheet.
So you think I'm guilty too? You just don't want to lose any money.
I've got to answer that, Fletch.
Yeah, right.
Wait. If Victoria or the police call you, you contact me. Hello.
Barney, it's Claudia. Irving. In your dreams, mate. This is strictly professional. How do you fancy earning 300 quid for a day's work? Good. Get yourself over to Harchester and I'll tell you when you get here. Of course it's legal. You'll be helping me with my non-existent career. Okay, bye. Is it okay if I go a bit early today? I want to work on my ideas for the marketing job.
Okay, I suppose.
Thanks. You're going to love what I have in mind.
Hello, Linda Block's office.
Claudia, where are you?
David, is that you?
Linda? Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong number. I was after Dawn. But as I got through to your office, could I speak to Claudia? Yeah, it's just that she's meant to be getting some comps for Dawn for the Arsenal game. Yeah, she's got some London mates coming on.
I'm afraid Claudia's just this minute left, but if you want to tell me how many tickets you need, I'll make a note of it.
Oh, no, that's all right, Linda. No, I'll get Dawn to ring her tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, after their brilliant win against Rangers in the UEFA Cup campaign, it's a weakened Harchester side that'll take on Aston Villa this afternoon. David Spears will be hoping Carl Fletcher will be able to find the same magic as he did last Thursday.
Telling me.
And they say there are no family-run clubs anymore.
Are you watching Sky Sports?
Yes, I am.
Then maybe you wouldn't mind telling me what the hell you're playing at, allowing my daughter to be seen on screens up and down the country wearing nothing but a couple of footballs.
This had nothing to do with me. The first I knew about it was when I turned on the TV.
What?
I think this has something to do with Claudia trying to prove she can do the new marketing manager job.
Marketing? Marketing what? Herself? Now, you get her in here immediately, and then do what you can to get those disgusting pictures off those screens now!
Come on, I really don't think they're that bad. Okay. It wasn't the right way to go about it, but at least she showed initiative. I mean, the publicity will be enormous.
This is the sort of publicity this club can do without. Thank you very much. I will not have my daughter parading around like some common floozy. Do you get some kind of thrill making me look like a fool, do you? Just what were you thinking of?
The club, actually. It's part of a marketing strategy.
Marketing, and just what would you know about marketing? Apart from yourself, that is.
Sam.
You said yourself the profile of this club needs raising. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, but instead you managed to drag it down into the gutter and humiliate me at the same time.
Oh, come on, I really don't...
You're consistently showing me up since you got here. I've got a good mind to send you back to Australia. At least there, when you're behaving like a dog on heat, I can keep an eye on you.
That's rich coming from you. You're the one that's been following her around with your tongue hanging out.
Claudia...
And you're just as bad. I bet you're loving this. Well, you can both go to hell.
Well, I thought you handled that really well.